Another hurricane threatens further destruction in the Caribbean. And in sport, the Jamaica Football Federation gets a new leader. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Monday, September 18th. I'll be back with the details right after the break.
What made you want to start dealing with people's financial responsibilities? Like, why?
You know what, that's actually...
Is it stressful?
It is stressful, but I have to say probably the biggest problem, the biggest source of maybe stress for me is knowing that that person does have something that they can do about their problem, but for whatever reason they're not taking action. And it might be fear, it might be just overwhelm. That's why I'm there.
Tell us about King of the Dance Hall, because I know it was Nick came down, got inspired. How'd you guys connect?
Everything happened through the beautiful, talented Creisha Turner. Creisha was a part of Christmas management. Friend of mine, we always kept in contact. She was doing a project with TOK, and while she was doing the project with TOK and I was working with her, she's like, yeah, we need to bring Nick here. We got to get Nick here. I was like, yeah, bring that man down, man. Ray. And so Nick agreed. He came down. We did a schedule.
The seventh hurricane of the Atlantic season is quickly intensifying and has started affecting parts of the region. Maria is now a Category 3 hurricane carrying maximum sustained winds near 120 miles per hour and is dumping heavy rains on Barbados, which is also experiencing periodic gusty winds. Its outer bands are also expected to affect Grenada and its dependencies later this evening. At 11 a.m. this morning, At 11 a.m. the center of Maria was located about 95 miles east-southeast of Dominica and moving toward the west-northwest near 10 miles per hour on the forecast track. The center of Maria will move across the Leeward Islands late today and tonight over the extreme northeastern Caribbean Sea tomorrow and tomorrow night and approach Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands on Wednesday. A hurricane warning is in effect for Guadeloupe, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Martinique, St. Lucia, the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, while a tropical storm warning is in effect for Antigua and Barbuda, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Martin and Anguilla. And as the hurricane approaches, Dominica and the island has been placed on a shutdown. Now, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit announced that all schools and government businesses, with the exception of essential services, remain closed, and businesses have been told to stay closed as well. At a press conference this morning, Skerrit said while there will be no mandatory evacuations, people in flood-prone low-lying areas are strongly advised to seek safe shelter.
You know, what we've been appealing to citizens from yesterday is for them to exercise their own actions for their own safety and that of their family. The ODM listed last evening a number of communities that are prone to flooding and also the overflowing of the river banks. And what we have asked residents in those communities to do is to relocate during or before the storm. Do not wait for something to happen and then you're trying to climb over some landslides and mudslides and walking through several feet of water trying to get to safety. Our main intention with this preparation is to eliminate the possibility of any death caused by any negligence on any individual's part.
Meantime, Chief of Police Daniel Carbon said his men were placed on high alert from 5 a.m. yesterday to deal with any eventualities related to the passage of Hurricane Maria, including people who may try to use the opportunity to break the law.
But for sure, you will see a heavy police patrol in the city of Roseau. There is not going to be any looting. If the storm passes, we're going to be in control very early, before the storm, during the storm, and after the storm. I briefed my men this morning and I said to them, if mischief makers can venture out during the passage of the storm, we have courageous and brave police officers that can do the same.
And as islands affected by Hurricane Irma less than 2 weeks ago try to get back on track, CARICOM Chairman Dr. Keith Mitchell says it will be a long road to recovery. Now, he was speaking over the weekend after touring a number of the affected countries, including Turks and Caicos Islands, the Bahamas, the British Virgin Islands, and Barbuda. Dr. Mitchell says what the region needs more than lip service is the actual funds to help in the rebuilding and restoration of the devastated countries.
And not just announce significant level of aid, which might make it sound like if we are really getting support, and 90% of it goes to mobilization and consultant fees, and then what is left for the ground is almost literally nothing. What is needed in Barbuda at this time is actual cash, material support, and psychological support.
Meantime, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Foreign Minister Camilo Gonzalez believes Irma-hit countries have been set back by decades. He tells CMC that the other islands that were spared the wrath of the unparalleled Category 5 hurricane should get together to assist their battered neighbors.
These islands have a path to recovery that is going to last many years, and devastation to individual homes is immense. Devastation to critical infrastructure, education, health, it's catastrophic, and I think that it's set development back in these countries probably about a decade. And all of us that were fortunate enough to be missed or spared by Irma have to do our part to help our sister Caribbean countries to recover.
Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
Let's find out who will manage to keep their nerves under control and get this final started. Here comes the countdown. This is the last challenge of the day, and away they go. And I have to say, big favourite Mac Poshvold in the white drone is already out in front. It looks like Kirsch is having a little bit of trouble just before the Vodafone gate.
It's not always that a side would have lost the cricket series 2-1 and the final test by 9 wickets at that, and yet was being praised. But that was the case of the West Indies, which ended the test series against England at Lord's in defeat, but surely not in ignominy. And the reason might have been that before the series started, the team was dubbed no-hopers and described by pundits as the worst team from the Caribbean.
Clarendon Football Association President Michael Ricketts has been elected to succeed the late captain Horace Burrell as head of the Jamaica Football Federation, and he says he plans to immediately get working on rebuilding the organization. Ricketts beat out challenger Stuart Stevenson 8-5 in Saturday's election to assume the mantle previously held by Burrell, who passed away in June after a long battle with illness. The new JFF head was quoted by the Jamaica Gleaner as saying that he is very much aware of the challenges that will be faced going forward. He says each component of the game will be addressed under his new administration, which includes refereeing, coaching, and administration. Now, Jamaica remains the Caribbean's most powerful football nation, and he emphasized in their outing at the CONCACAF Gold Cup last July when they reached the final for the second straight tournament, only to lose again. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.